All right, before we begin, let's thank our sponsors. Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite pest and wildlife control. But that's not all. Inspect All Pest Services will take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. InspectAllServices.com. Big thanks to the Aurora Law Firm. That'd be one Mad Dog Manny Aurora and Pew Pew. The AuroraLawFirm.com litigates all over the United States, based out of Georgia, whether it's criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. That would be the Aurora Law Firm. Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell and his therapist. 3 locations in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains and East Cobb. Marietta near the square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But the good doctor can talk to you wherever you are at with a virtual session. Schedule that today via markwelltherapy.com or email him directly, ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. FPC Insurance, perfect for new homeowners, or if you're just looking to reshop those current insurance policies, which is never a bad idea. 5-star service, shop over 35 A-rated companies, multi-policy bundle discounts. They'll help you shop for carriers to find insurance for your house, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or even a personal policy. 888-308-1841. You can always get a quote online, FBCInsuranceServices.com. Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, family owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. Never lose power again. They're the best at what they do, hands down, no doubt about it. Every customer at Alternate Power Solutions gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract. They offer flexible financing, semi-annual and annual service contracts for existing installations, and warranty repair. A-plus rating with the BB&B. Call or request a free home assessment. You can do that by calling 770-853-7571 or go to poweringgeorgia.com. Don't forget the discount code Bailey, my last name, Bailey, for $500 off your entire installation, servicing Georgia and Tennessee. Jayco Contracting, gutter and roofing specialist. Give Cliff Bratcher a call. Two-peer Cliff Bratcher. This is the hardest working guy in the business and the most trustworthy. 770-316-3876. He works every day of the year. Don't worry about it. He's got you. Licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialist covering all of Georgia. They are a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, the creator of the Pink Panther. Not the you know what I mean. Free gutter guards with the purchase of a roof. Satisfaction guaranteed, commercial and residential. JaycoContracting.com. And, of course, Cliff Bratcher, 770-316-3876. And Live Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa, also offering red light therapy, pressotherapy, halo therapy, PEMF, and also chromiotherapy, plus many ozone-infused products online like the magnesium butter. You can go to liveozoneTherapySpa.com to book your appointment or to purchase any of those products. And for all 2 peers, if you use the code BS10, you get a 10% discount at checkout. All right, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, please reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Let's have a conversation, see how the BS podcast can help your brand. All right, let's begin.
Go ahead and leave a comment about how you deal with your children leaving home while I recover.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Our kids leaving the nest is never easy. So in order to cope, Jason and Rachel have decided to share the journey of their kids, Caleb and Ariel, or Bees as most know her. Follow the story in this podcast.
Honey, I raised the kids.
All right, there it is. Episode 45 of Honey, I Raised the Kids. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. Right there, that's my lovely wife, Rachel Guy.
Hey, y'all.
Collectively, we are known as RAEJAE.
Bang, RAEJAE.
RAEJAE.
We can say it together.
RAEJAE. RAEJAE. This is a podcast about us becoming empty nesters, and we did something this past weekend that it's supposed to be what empty nesting is all about. And
yeah,
that's,
we partied.
We partied. It's about us going out and doing date night and
double date night.
Yeah, we did double donger date night.
I like double donger date night.
That's how we roll now without the kids in the house. We double dong a date night.
We did it.
We had a very busy weekend. We had
Very
some
busy.
friends in town. Our comedian friend Ian Bagg was performing at the Punchline here in Orlando.
So funny.
Not the Punchline, sorry, that's Atlanta.
No.
Funny Bone.
Funny Bone.
Funny
Yeah,
Bone, which
Orlando.
used to be the Improv.
Yeah.
And it was funny because the owner of the Punchline in Atlanta, Jamie Bendel,
Said, hey.
yeah, he had messaged me when he saw the picture with Ian. He said, tell him I said hi. And they had Steve Byrne, which is another one of our friends, up in Atlanta at the Punchline.
At the same time.
At the same time. I said, well, tell Steve I said hi. So we love them both. But Ian was in town, and the comedian that opens up for him, John Wynn, is absolutely hilarious.
So funny.
So funny. We've seen him before. We saw him in Sacramento. Yeah. John was with him in Sacramento. So, and then Saturday night, we went and saw our buddy Pete Evick, who was the guitarist for Bret Michaels in the Bret Michaels band.
With the best smelling candles on the planet.
Yeah, his Shining Soul Candle Company is awesome. And he's got his own little crew that they go and do this acoustic rock show. And he's got Chad Stewart from the band Faster Pussycat with him.
Yep.
And he's got Dean, who's also in Bret Michaels' band, Dean Kramer.
Fellas.
It was a blast. And they were at 3 Odd Guys Brewing in Apopka, Florida. So, we're sitting here going, this is what it's all about. This is what empty nesting is all about.
Yeah. So what did we do?
We partied.
We partied and we sent videos of us singing to bees.
Yeah. So that's here's something that's interesting, right? Because, the audience that listens to this podcast, you've either been through it or you're going through it or you're not anywhere near it. And what I'm talking about is as far as being an empty nester.
Right.
So those that can, a lot of people can relate to what we're going through. And even if you've been through it, you're like, oh, I've been through it. And those that are nowhere near it are going, really, that's what's to come. So that's why I really enjoy doing this podcast for you guys, is because one, like I've always said, it's therapeutic for us. But two, it's funny to get the responses from y'all on social media or DMs and stuff going, oh, dude, you have no idea, or I remember, and all those types of things. So when you have kids in the house and you find time to go out on a date, and it's not happening when the kids are really young, right?
Right.
So, you've got that age where you finally trust somebody to watch your kids. Maybe it's a babysitter, family member, mother-in-law, whatever the case may be. And you're like, you finally get to go out, but you're still stressed out because the kids are at the house and you miss them.
Right.
Right. As you get older and they are able to stay at home by themselves and you go out on a date, you have date night, then the entire
still a little stressful.
It's extremely stressful because you don't know what the hell they're doing in your house.
Yeah. And if they're like murdering each other or
throwing a party,
you don't know.
Having boys over, girls over, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Now that we're empty nesters, and when you're an empty nester, what you do is you send videos of yourself drinking alcohol and singing songs loudly in a bar.
So the funny part is that she goes and sees these cover bands and she sings to us, and she's very proud of herself because she knows all the words. So more funny is that we send her videos of us singing loudly at the bar. Difference being the real guys are singing to us.
Yeah.
They're listening to the cover bands and we're listening to the real guys.
Right. Yeah. I guess there's a little bit of a difference,
kind
right?
of funny.
Yeah.
I sent her and I was like, that's like the real guys, right? And she's like, I know, Ma. And she said, it's funny.
Especially, when we went and saw Pete and Chad and Dean. So the band Faster Pussycat, if you're not familiar with, big 80s band, and Pete Evick and I share the love for the song House of Pain from Faster Pussycat. And it's like the 90s equivalent to Cats in the Cradle, so if you grew up like me, a bastard without a dad, it hits hard, right? And so when that song came out, I was like, almost supper time, sitting on the front step here on my behind, waiting for you, not that my dad left me. He was never there to begin with, but I could relate to that.
Yeah.
And so, so we're at this show, and Chad from Faster Pussycat is doing his drum thing to, so he's in, anyway. So Pete dedicates a song to me.
He did. It was real cute.
And I'm like, out of all the songs you can do, and I've had songs dedicated to me from bands before, like one of the coolest was, Sean from Seether when he did Nirvana's You Know You're Right. That was one of the coolest moments. He was like, this one's for you, Buckethead, in his South African accent. And I was like, shut up. That is cool, right?
Wait, do you know you're always right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
That had nothing
Just
to do with
checking.
it. It was the interview prior
Okay.
when we were talking about the resemblance of Kirk to his voice to Kurt Cobain.
Okay.
So
I was like,
nothing.
how did he know?
So, but the House of Pain is such an odd song to dedicate because it's a sad song and it's about being a bastard, and so I was like, huh. And then, he dedicated it to me as Jason Bailey, the owner of a live ozone therapy spa.
Look at you.
Which the fellas, came out, earlier that day to do some of the therapies and stuff. And I was like, that's who I am now, I guess, because in Orlando, people still know me as Buckethead.
Right.
But he didn't reference Buckethead because he thought
He
Buckethead
knows you as Jason Bailey.
but he thought Buckethead was dead.
Yeah. I mean, he's still here. He's right there.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
it was just a very interesting night.
Bucket's back, y'all.
But the observation I made was, as an empty nester,
Mm-hmm.
there are different layers of
Of
date night.
Okay.
When the kids are younger,
Yeah.
you're worried because you haven't left them at the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
When the kids get a little bit older and they can watch themselves,
Yeah.
you still can't enjoy yourself because you're worried that they're, blowing the house up, throwing a party, having people over they shouldn't have over. And the next layer is when you're an empty nester like us now, and you get to go out and go to a rock show and have a few adult beverages, you take kind of adult beverage drunky picture videos and send them to your adult children.
Pizza and beer, bees. Let's go.
like literally, I was walking with 3 beers and Rach takes a picture
So-
and sends it to Ariel, and she responds with,
You want me to tell you exactly what she said?
yeah.
Because it was real funny and your face was a disaster. I send this picture of Jason and he's carrying 3 beers and she laughs at the picture first. Then she says, oh my God, I've gotten really good at that too.
Right. Well, that's what I want to hear.
Then she followed it very immediately, knowing that I was showing this to you. Sorry, I had to. That was really funny. So she said that you both have now mastered the same skill.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Multiple beers.
Multiple beers, and you just have to accept it. And it's still very tough.
You to accept your princess.
Yeah, for me to accept that she goes to bars
Yeah.
and she does all these things,
Yeah.
and it crushes me.
It has to make you feel better though, that while she's at the bar, she's talking to me the whole time.
Yes, that is.
I mean,
that's true. We talked about that on last episode, where she's taking videos of her and the girls singing and stuff.
And she's texting me throughout the night, and at the end of the evening, she texts me. She literally is talking to me the entire time.
Yeah, and I know some of you don't believe that. Like I know it. When I tell people our daughter has never gotten in trouble.
No.
She's never been grounded.
Nope.
We've never raised.
Not once.
We've never raised our voice to her.
No.
Nobody believes me.
No,
because
she's
I
just
guess
good.
teenage girls are a handful.
For the most part, yeah, they are, and we're lucky.
We're
She's
lucky.
a good kid,
Real
and
lucky.
she has a good head on her shoulders. But you know what that says? That
What?
says we were good parents.
Well, we're good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good people.
We crushed it.
Yeah, we should get some kind of an award.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
But I know when I was her age and I was out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, we didn't have technology to do that,
Oh.
but the last thing, as far as send videos and pictures, but the last thing in the world I wanted to do was call my mom and tell her about my night,
Oh, she wants to tell me everything.
which is crazy.
Everything.
And that's
but
great.
then she also wants me to tell her everything.
Yeah. Well, there's
I
not
mean-
much to tell. We're kind of boring.
Well, no, I sent her pictures of you carrying 3 beers at one time.
Exciting.
She was very entertained.
Okay. Well, exciting.
And a video of us singing.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. That's good.
So we're kind of the cool parents.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. She's like, she's probably telling her friends, you know that song we were singing last night? Well, my parents were with the guy that actually plays it with the guy.
She's singing the song. Look at them singing the same song.
Singing the same song as we were singing at Alabama Slammers. Wherever it is that they go. But it was, it was a nice weekend. It was a busy weekend. I didn't get anything that I wanted to get accomplished.
No. You did get a little taste of a day in my life.
Right. So like on Saturday was the big day at a live ozone therapy spa.
Yeah.
Because not only did we have patients that had appointments, but Ian and John, the comedians, and Pete and Chad and Dean, the musicians.
Everybody showed up at one time.
All at one time they came into the spa to do the different therapies. And it's funny because they said exactly what I told them that they would say to me, what everybody says to me when I brag about, especially ozone therapy, is, you've got to do it. You've got to understand it. In order to understand it, you have to do it if you don't have a chronic illness and you're not searching for answers.
Right. To understand it. For our patients that have chronic illnesses. Oh, they know.
They're searching and they're finding ozone therapy. And then they find out that we're the only ones in Central Florida that are doing it through the Hockett sauna.
Right.
And so, they're like, I mean, they're just good people, Ian and Pete and everybody. There's, I love them so much. They were coming in to support me. And I know that. They were just coming in to support me and take some pictures and post on social media to help get the word out and stuff. But once they did it, they're like, oh my God.
I really want to know when I'm coming back so I can come back.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it's like going to be a thing.
Yeah. Dean was like, so seriously, when I come back, I can come back? I'm like, please.
He's like a child.
Yeah, come back. He's so fun. He was eating pizza the entire time he was playing. He's
a true rock star, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he wears goofy visor on top of the hat. He's eating pizza. He's late. He's like kind of
freaking crushing the guitar,
trolloping around and stuff. But then
when you great time.
When you go see him with Bret Michaels, like rock star, it's always funny. But it was really sweet and nice of the guys to come in and try out everything and help out and stuff. And they went home with some magnesium butter, which a lot of you love, that you can get off of AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com.
They don't even know that you sent them home with crack.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yep. I was telling him, I go, Dean, you married? Yeah. I said, here's what you're going to do. After your gig tonight, I need you to text your wife and say, when I see you here in a few days, I'm going to do something to you that you've never had done by me before. And he's like, oh, what's that? I said, you're going to take that ozone-infused magnesium butter and you're going to rub it on her feet. You're going to rub it on her calves. You're going to go up to her kneecaps and you're going to give her a really nice 10 to 15-minute leg massage, each leg. And he says, I am? I said, yes. Then she is going to sleep like she's never slept before. And anything that she has ever been mad at you for, she will forget.
Yeah.
And then he follows it up with, when's it my turn?
And then, yes, I am.
I said, I go, we're gonna have to ask her maybe the next day. So it was nice, it was nice to be able to do that stuff. It was just really interesting, the observation of, I get of the date night stuff. I struggle with this still in my own way. I miss our children and whatnot, but Bees is my little princess. Ariel's my little princess, and fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
you get a reminder on a daily basis of like 10, 11, 13 years ago. Oh, hey, look, do you remember baby Bees? Let me remind you.
Yeah, it kills me.
She's in college and not this little anymore.
And I feel like I have to repost it and say something dad-ish. Like,
of course.
I wish I could go back and those types of things. When I know everybody else is seeing the post going, dude, get over it. Shut up.
I don't think so. Everybody's like, oh, I remember when she was little like that too.
Well, Zuckerberg, you didn't think the time hop thing through for empty nesters.
Yeah.
So,
sometimes it's sad.
bite my ass. You should not remind me when my daughter was 8 years old and cute and at the bouncy house. So bite my ass, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that happened today.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it happened.
That happened.
That's why I brought it up.
I know.
You know. Bees has decided that for her spring break, her first spring break, being at the University of Alabama, she, instead of going on a trip with her friends, an exotic trip to wherever she was planning on going, she's going to come home.
She's coming home.
She's going to come home. She's going to work a little bit at Alive.
She wants to hang out with us.
She wants to see her dog, King Henry.
She wants to sleep in her own bed. And
she wants to go to the beach.
Yep.
Now that we live just 20 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, we love it. She was like, do you know how awesome this is that I can get up, go to the beach in the morning, it's 20 minutes away, and then I can come home, have dinner. Ma, you're gonna make dinner, right? Have dinner, and then go to bed in my own bed with Henry.
Hey, guys. That's Tuna and Henry are getting crazy in the background.
It's party time.
Yeah, they want attention. We're not giving them the attention that they deserve. And that's another thing. Now, granted, most of my spring breaks I came home. My first spring break when I was at Wingate College in Wingate, North Carolina, I came home. And it was a thing like I wanted to come home because that was like you're a freshman in college but you're still kind of connected to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
So you would come home and see a lot of your friends that are like in a grade younger, and you go back to the school, and it was one of those weird things that we did.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. When I lived in Sarasota, so I had the beach right there.
Why would you not come home?
Right, exactly.
You don't have to go anywhere. The beach is right there.
Yeah, I lived in a beach town.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the second year that I did not come home.
I know. I don't want to talk about that.
What? Oh, next year for her?
Because it'll probably be next year.
Well, next year will be her third year in college, but her second real year of college.
Yeah, a year away.
Yeah. I see her next year going to do something.
Sure.
Yeah, I definitely see her next year doing something.
I agree.
Which I
But you know what? She might invite me. I'm fun. And she loves me. She loves you too. But when you go on spring break, you got to go girls trip.
But I'm not letting you go with your daughter on spring break.
Why?
That's weird.
But I'm so
That's not normal.
But she likes me.
That's fine. But mothers don't go out on spring break with their daughter.
If it's a girls trip, yeah.
Dude, you're like Frank in the Tank.
They don't even know about Frank the Tank. These girls don't know Frank the Tank.
You can't old school your daughter's spring break trip.
I can. I can do whatever the shit I want.
And then you're going to get hit on by 20-year-olds and you're going to like it.
No. And
you're going to have Chaz and Biff roofing your drink.
Oh, please let that happen so I can sleep very well that evening.
I don't think that's why they're doing it. Like, well, is this melatonin? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Hey, can I have a little bit more of that? Because I need to sleep real nice tonight.
Yeah, I don't think that's why they do it.
Y'all not coming with me, but it's going down.
Well, we'll get you home, ma'am.
No, thank you. I got this.
I will get you home.
Hey,
I'll make sure.
Y'all don't know how this works. I'm in charge. I know how to handle myself.
So that was interesting that you wanted to come home from spring break.
Yeah.
That was
well, we have the beach, we have us, we have her bed, and we have her dog.
Here's a question for those that are listening. It doesn't matter what age you are. I guess we're fairly young empty nesters.
We are
49 and 40.
Mm-hmm.
For you listening, and when you became empty nesters, even beforehand, did you ever think you're the cool parent? And
I don't think I know.
And if you didn't, did you grow into the cool parent, or have you never been the cool parent, nor will you ever be the cool parent? Because I like to think we're cool parents.
We're cool parents. How do you grow into being a cool parent?
When you develop a relationship with your kid.
Like you didn't have one before and you're just like,
right. So,
oh,
so normal parent child relationships work like this.
okay.
Child growing up looks at the parent as an authority figure.
Okay.
They're not sharing things that could possibly get them grounded or in trouble. That's normal.
Okay. I'm not normal.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you become adults, 18 up,
Yeah.
you don't have anything to lose. You can't be grounded. So you start sharing adult-like stories that are relatable.
Okay.
Okay, so then when your parent, mother, father starts to talk like to you as an adult, like an equal, then they become cool. Does that make sense?
Kind of, I guess.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Right.
don't-
That's how most relationships work.
Man, I don't live in that box.
No, you don't. Not at all. And I don't necessarily agree with that 100%, but either way, it's past due. But like, I remember, let's take, for example, my second stepfather, who passed many, 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 many years ago. So he, when I lived with him, I was 15, 16 years old or something. This guy's got tons of money. I couldn't stand him. Hated him. All right.
Because he had rules?
A lot of them.
I think it's a boy thing.
A lot of rules. Like you couldn't wear a hat in the house, which I never understood.
But you like rules.
I know. So that's the thing. So before my mother dated him, I actually knew him. I was friends with him.
What?
I used to play tennis with him.
Oh.
In Naples.
You were friends with the old man?
Yeah, he would come out and play with the kids.
That's kind of weird.
No, it's not. It was like
It's a little weird.
It was cool.
Okay.
So when I saw him come to our door, and he's like, "I'm taking your mom out," and I was like, "Weird."
Oh,
then they got married.
Yeah.
And then you think he was grooming me?
Don't worry, son. I'll teach you how to play tennis. Yeah, mom.
So he, then they start dating, and then they end up. We moved from Naples to Sarasota, and I was pissed off about that. And I always hated that we had money.
Why?
I don't know, because my friends didn't. So I felt like, it was that day and age of like, well, if you've got money, you're a snob and you're, this and this and that. Like I wanted to be the poor kid that was the rocker that was scrounging for help and money. And I wanted to be, I always wanted to be that guy.
I like to have problems.
I wanted to be that guy.
It's fine.
But then when they got divorced, which a lot of it was my fault, I'm pretty sure, because I was just a brat.
Maybe no, I can't say that. Well, no, because there are multiple levels in there, because we have had a child that was a little challenging and you didn't leave me.
God, it was close.
I know, probably. But he talks to you more now than he talks to me.
Oh my God. You should see my text thread about the Royal Rumble this past weekend. Jesus.
I was like, hold on, the Tism's about to kick in. It's coming.
If he were a wrestler, he'd be Tism Man.
Ding.
Yeah, just ding, ding, ding. I can't believe John didn't win. But ding. That just pisses me off. He should be the universe champion. 20 years to this day. It was 2021 with the 2002.
He knew the exact what WrestleMania it was, what year it was, where it was. I mean, like pulling all these facts out. And I'm like, here's the Tism.
Here's the Tism.
It's coming. And then ding, ding, ding. They keep coming.
So back to my point is when Dom and my mom got divorced, he's the reason why I had a future. And so part of the divorce was for him to pay for my schooling, even though I got a partial scholarship for football, but it was out of state, which made it even more. He had no problem because he wanted me to make my own mistakes. He didn't agree with me going out of state, blah, 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 into a smaller school. So anyway.
He also gave you money?
He also gave me money monthly.
So
and if I needed a computer or my car fixed and stuff, he always took care of me.
So that's how you know it wasn't you, right?
Anyway, but that's not the point. Point, listen, follow me here. The point is that he became cool because I could talk to him.
Oh.
It wasn't an authority figure.
Okay.
It was just a guy
Giving you money?
that was helpful, you know,
Oh.
that was trying to help me out.
Okay.
You know, and that was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
that was my point of, you know, there's early in the parent-child relationship,
Mhm.
there's that authority figure and the parents aren't cool.
Mhm.
But as everybody gets older, I'm just curious, do the parents get cooler? That's how you ask the question, is how do you
Yeah.
become cool?
Yeah.
That's how you become cool. When you can have a relationship
Like an
and talk.
adult
Yeah, an adult
conversation.
conversation.
Oh.
You know, like share a drink with your kid, and you know, like that scene in Four Christmases, right? With Vince Vaughn and it's not Ed Harris. God, what's his name? The plays his dad. And he's like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
he's like, come in and I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to have a drink with my son.
Yep.
Like, as a bastard growing up without a father, there are a handful of things that you always want with your father.
Mm-hmm.
You want to throw the baseball in the backyard,
Mm-hmm.
right? You want him to teach you how to fight, defend yourself,
Okay.
right? You want to get some sound advice, financial sound advice
Mm-hmm.
on how not to go broke. You want the birds and the bees talk about chicks,
Okay.
and you want to have a drink with the old man.
Okay. So
Never had any of those, by the way.
So I don't think Caleb wants either of the first two things from you, but the last three are cool.
Well, I had the first drink with him.
I know. I
the
remember
first podcast and pours.
Podcast and pours. It was his first drink with you, and then you had the birds and bees conversation. Oh, that was a you job and not a me job.
Did I have that with him?
You did.
Really?
Yeah. That was not a me
It
thing.
was like, you turn her around. And you
Oh my God. Did you say
No,
that?
he didn't need to hear that from me. He was he was watching the internet and filming and stuff in high school. Remember, got kicked out.
I remember. You don't have to remind me. I remember. It was a fun one.
You didn't need me for that.
He did fun things.
You know, and I tried to play catch with him with the football. He just
It
wouldn't.
was not a good experience.
Listen to this story.
It was so
so-
bad he remembers it for the rest of his life.
So there are two instances in our children's lives, and both are my fault that I've scarred them.
You have.
With Ariel, we had our family vacation in the Bahamas. We'd go every summer, and we rented jet skis. And Ariel was on the back with me on the jet ski. And I told her, I was like, when we go this way, you lean this way, and you lean this way. Anyway, I cut it a little tight.
Yeah, Caleb was with me. Ariel was with you.
And she leaned the wrong way, so the jet ski capsized and flipped over and just scarred her for life. She will never, ever get on a jet ski. She could win a free jet ski in a contest, and she will not accept it.
Who wants this?
Yeah, she will give it away.
She will never know, because you flipped her in the middle of the ocean and a shark could have gotten her. Anything could have gotten her in the middle of the ocean. That's a scar.
And with Caleb, when Rach and I first started dating, so I don't know what I'm doing, right? I've never been a father, never been a stepdad.
No idea.
I'm just trying.
You're winging it.
I'm trying. So I was like, let's go out to some green area and let them run around. We'll put a lead on and put from tree to tree. I don't know what you do with these things.
You're trying to.
So I have a bag of balls or something. I had a football, and I was like, I'm like telling Caleb, he was like 10 years old. I'm like, look, let's go play some football. Let's go. He's like,
non-athletic child.
So
let's go throw a ball.
I'm figuring, this is going to be my job. I definitely need a football player, and let's do this, man.
You should have tried with bees.
So, she did play, and she actually caught the ball.
I know.
So I'd throw the ball at Caleb, and he would. It when you squirt water at somebody and they just put their hands way out, and he
he did not catch it.
So that's what he did every time. He just squinted.
You hit him with the ball like 4 times.
No, it was a lot more than that. So my theory, this is not a bad theory. It's actually been tested and proven to be to work. Is just keep throwing the ball at him like they did with the third baseman in Major League.
So in the movies that works.
You throw a ball
Yeah.
enough times, they're going to catch the ball.
No.
except if you're Caleb.
Yeah.
He did not.
No.
Ever.
Do you know that
And he cried and he ran home.
He did. Well, do you
Last time
know
I threw a
that when he falls, it's the funniest thing on the face of the planet. It's not funny. It's
funny.
It's funny. It's the tism.
Mm.
He does not catch himself.
No.
He just fucking eats it. I mean, like, we're done. And I'm like, Caleb, you like he typically, if you're like going full force, falling down, you're gonna like break a wrist, break an arm, something because you're trying to catch yourself. He doesn't put his hands out
Not at all.
and try and catch himself. He just hits the ground.
So that was parenting 101 for me. you
Yeah.
know,
So the ball throwing situation is
no bueno.
not it.
Yeah, not good.
Yep.
Yeah, not a
So
good.
you scarred both of our children.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Nice job, dude.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if I scarred them.
Never to play football again and never
think,
to ride a jet ski again.
Do you think I scarred them?
No, I don't think you did anything to scar them.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I win.
Yeah.
Yay.
I
I'm
think
first.
I think I'm the Scarface in the relationship.
Oh.
But it wasn't because I was trying to be mean. I just
No, you're trying to
screwed
figure
up.
out how to be a dad.
Very difficult. Not
You
an
didn't-
easy thing.
You know what? To your credit, you had never been a dad before.
No, but I was like a professional bastard, so I knew everything not to do.
Yeah.
Then that's what I was trying to do, is like everything that I wanted done, I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And some of those things,
But he's different than you, so it what so it didn't always work. It didn't translate well.
No, what I learned is it's a case by case basis.
Yes.
When parenting, it's a case by case basis.
Correct.
That's what it is.
Each kid is different. Your case has to be a different case.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mhm.
You did good.
Yeah.
But you know what? They've turned out to be really good human beings as they're young adults.
Yeah.
So we did pretty good.
We did pretty good.
Yeah.
And I again, this is a thing as you get older and they share information, whether directly or indirectly, is, to me, the most satisfying thing ever. Nothing to do with my profession or finances or anything that, but when you find out that your child uses advice that you gave them, they don't have to credit you for it, but they used it and they know they got it from you.
Yeah.
Nothing's better than that.
Do you know that happens more often than not?
No, I don't know that.
Your words come out of both
That's
kids'
good.
mouths
Smart kids.
often.
Yeah, that's good. Smart kids.
And they, you know what? They're like, even our extra children that are like B's friends, they're like, well, Jason says,
Yeah.
well, sometimes I don't like it when he says it, but I don't like it because I know he's right.
Yeah. There you go. Now you get it.
And then, but they like, your words come out of their face hole.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like words coming out of face holes.
Yeah.
Well,
you did good.
If there's anything you take away from this episode is the observation of date night as an empty nester. And there are stages of that. There's the early stages where you try to enjoy yourself when you go out to dinner, but you're worried sick because you don't trust the babysitter.
Yeah.
Then there's the next stage where they finally left by themselves and you still can't enjoy your dinner because you're worried that they're throwing a kegger.
Yeah.
And then there's the next stage, and the stage that we're at is where you go out and you can enjoy yourself. But in order to enjoy yourself, you have to take kind of goofy drunk videos and send them to your now adult children.
Do you know, you are correct, but do you know that your daughter has thrown a party before without you knowing?
Are you talking about in our house?
Yeah.
Shut up. When?
I knew.
What do you mean she threw a party? When we were out of town?
We were not at home.
Where were we at?
Podcast and Pours 3 Halloween party. Was that 3 or 2?
That was 3 Halliversary.
Halloversary. We were
Yeah,
at
with
Halloversary.
that was with the Verve Pipe.
Yeah, they came and worked
How many people are at the house?
But I don't know. It's a bunch of kids.
I have cameras in that house.
Yeah, they know where all of them are.
Yeah, but you can't dodge the cameras.
Tell the teenagers that.
They had a party at now. Why would you tell me that?
Why would I not?
Because now I'm mad. Now here's the first time she's going to get grounded. Yeah,
It wasn't like a rager. She just had friends over.
Okay, well, I take everything back about our daughter never being grounded. I don't care if she's 19 or not.
Now.
When she comes home from spring break, because you're now telling me this information that she years ago threw a party and I didn't. You're grounded too.
Why am I grounded?
Both of you are grounded.
Shit.
Neither of you can go to the beach. Neither of you can go out. All you can do is womenly chores around the house.
The hell? Nope, ain't gonna happen.
And I'm going to party.
You go party, but I'm partying too.
God,
hell, I'm gonna be grounded.
Naked bitches.
Hey, she didn't have a rager. It's fine. She just had some friends over. They all the kids left from the event that they were working and went back to the house and they had a good time.
Do you know if I would have come home and found that?
Yeah.
I would have peeled the skin off every one of those kids.
all know that.
Ugh.
This way they were careful.
I want to find out the guest list now.
No, you won't.
I want to ground them all now.
Bae, you can't retro ground.
The hell I can't. I'll find a way. All right, look, please follow us on social media if you don't. At Listen to the BS. We've got, a full week of shows coming up for you. If you don't subscribe to the BS podcast, the Bailey Show podcast, I ask that you do so you can get Tuesdays and Thursdays episodes. I can tell you right now, you definitely, if you're not already following the story, Justice for Granny, justiceforgranny.com, we have got some big information this week, and Chuck is not doing well. But we'll have some more. We're going to have the Mad Dog and Pew Pew on from the Aurora Law Firm because we got to figure out how this one. There's this whole thing has now been elevated in a major way, and it's all because of episode 303. At least that's what the court documents say. So
y'all better go listen.
We'll explain more about that this week. So please subscribe if you don't. It's only $4.99 a month, and there's already like 600 episodes backlog that you can check out that are good anytime. This is not really a real time thing, so you can listen to them at any time. But like if you go on to Spotify and you see those episodes and they've got the lock next to them, that means that you have to subscribe to unlock them. And that doesn't mean you subscribe to Spotify. You subscribe to the BS podcast by going to thebaileyshow.com. Just some people get confused on that. If you don't, that's cool. I hope you do. If you're interested, that's the information. Also, if you are a business and would like to sponsor the podcasts, all the episodes, or the radio show, remember there's a condensed version of the BS podcast that's played Saturday mornings on WJRR in Orlando and Planet Radio in Jacksonville. So there's lots of opportunities for your brand. We have amazing sponsors, and I hope that everybody uses those sponsors and stays within our network. If you need, people, if you need pests, you're going to Inspect All Pest Services. If you need an attorney, you're going to the Aurora Law Firm. If, you need a roof, you're going to Cliff Bratcher, with Jayco.
Therapy, and go Dr. David Markwell. He's wonderful.
If you need someone to talk to, Dr. David Markwell, you are not going to find a better therapist out there with Ridgeline Counseling. So we've got something for, I think, everybody. So please use our sponsors. But if you'd like to be a part of that list, we would love to have you. Just get a hold of me. My information's on thebaileyshow.com. I'm an easy person to find, reach, and we'll get on the phone and chit chat about it. All right. You got anything before we get out?
Hey, if I'm retro grounded, I'm sneaking out.
Yeah, you're going to be retro grounded again when I catch you because I got better cameras now.
Fine. I'm sneaking out again.
And Tunes will tell on you.
Yes, you will.
All right, look, have yourself a great, safe week. We appreciate the support. You guys really dig what we're doing, which is cool. And I noticed that because of the views that I see on the social media, especially YouTube. For some reason, like the YouTube views for the honey episodes are really high. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that a lot. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
I realize not everyone feels this way. And if you are okay with this stage of your life, honestly, more power to you.
Thanks for listening. Get more information at episodes on thebaileyshow.com.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.